So hey guys, I wasn't planning on vlogging this week, but there's a hurricane on the way, which you may or may not have known about by now. Good old Hurricane Milton is on the way, and so figured I better document. So I was gonna take another week off from the weekly vlogs, but now all of this is happening. So welcome to your Hurricane Milton vlog. Don't know when I'll be able to post this because that's dependent on us having power. But yeah, let's talk about it. Well guys, say goodbye to daylight for a bit. This is hurricane prep. Say goodbye. They were smart to do the door first so you guys can't bark at them the whole time. Ay, ay, ay. Welcome to Hurricane Milton. More vlog to come, but storm shutters are going up. Well, the storm shutters are up. We've been plunged into darkness. We left the sliding doors open because we need yard access for these boys. But yes, paid some neighbors to put them up, and I am so glad because they were so fast. They had the entire house done in 40 minutes. It would have taken us forever. Oh, it took us an hour and a half just to take them down last time. So I know it would have taken us way longer than an hour and a half to put them up. And it took them 40 minutes because they had a crew of like 5 people. So big help. That's done. It's like 9 a.m. Monday morning. I'm gonna take a shower and I'll actually start this vlog. I wasn't planning to vlog this week, but Hurricane Milton had other plans. So here's your Hurricane Milton coverage, your Hurricane Milton vlog. So here's what it looks like from the outside. Haven't done anything with the porch yet. It's not arriving till Wednesday, so we have time. But all the windows are boarded up. This one, when we installed this power unit right here, didn't think about the fact that it would mess up our panel. So we'll probably end up putting that last panel off to the side, which is I think what we did last time. We can figure that out in a little bit. I figured let us have a little light in the meantime, which I'll actually open those blinds. So all the windows are done, and leaving this project for a little later. I've got to try to get as much work done today as I can. Hi. I've got to try to get as much work done today as I can, because who knows what's going to happen Wednesday, Thursday, Friday with this storm. So now I live in my vampire cave. We can open these blinds, give myself a little more light for now. And you barked the entire time, didn't you? Yeah, you did. My little guard dog. Yeah. All right, it's time for a shower and then you'll see my face. So, hello. It is Monday, October 7th, and Hurricane Milton is supposed to arrive somewhere on the Florida West Coast on Wednesday. So if this is the first video of mine that you were happening upon, which happens sometimes with these kind of vlogs, I am Liz. I live in Riverview, which is just south of Tampa. I live inland enough that I am not part of the mandatory evacuations. However, at the moment, it is looking like we are going to get a direct strike from Hurricane Milton. Currently, it is sitting at a category 5, but everyone keeps saying it's going to get sheared down by this cold front we're having to make landfall as a powerful Cat 3. I have all of my fingers and toes crossed that they are accurate about that, because I am a Florida native. I was born and raised here in Florida in a small town called Arcadia, and I was living in Arcadia when Hurricane Charlie hit in 2004. Actually, I take it back. I wasn't living there. I was a college student, but I was home for the summer when Hurricane Charlie hit. So I went through Cat 4 Charlie. If you're not familiar with Florida landscape, and most people don't know where Arcadia is, it is northeast of Punta Gorda, about a 20-minute drive. So we were the second place that Charlie hit after Punta Gorda. It just went Punta Gorda, Arcadia, and then kept going up the state. So it had not dissipated much at all by the time it hit Arcadia, and that was not a fun experience. If you've been with my channel for a long time, you know I've had quite the run of hurricanes, but most of the time have gotten lucky. Really the only two that have really messed with my personal life have been Hurricane Charlie in 2004, Hurricane Harvey in Texas in 2017, and for my family 2 years ago, Hurricane Ian also hit Arcadia, and that one was rough. But this one looks to be heading for Tampa. So we're still a ways out. They don't know for sure, but the models have pretty consistently stayed going for Tampa. Now, Hurricane Charlie did the same thing. Hurricane Charlie was supposed to be going for Tampa. It wasn't the same path, but Hurricane Charlie was supposed to be heading for Tampa, and then it made a hard right and came in a lot sooner than they thought. So there's always the chance that Tampa's good luck continues. There hasn't been a crazy hurricane here since 1921, so there's always been this myth of Tampa being super lucky, and I think everyone's been waiting for that luck to run out, and it kind of feels like this might be that time. Like I said, we're inland enough that we don't have to worry about storm surge, but we do have to worry about the winds, especially if it stays a Cat 5 or a Cat 4. That's really bad news. So it's been quite the past couple days watching the updates, trying to figure out what to do. This morning paid some neighbors to put up the storm shutters for us, and I'm so glad because it was worth every penny. We didn't have to put up the storm shutters the last time because my parents were here staying with the dogs while we were at horror nights, so they put the storm shutters up for us. It took them over 3 hours, and it took this crew 40 minutes. So I know it took us an hour and a half to take them down, and taking them down is a lot easier. So to me, worth every penny of having these neighbors do it, because they were done 40 minutes. The storm shutters are up. So because they got here super early, they got here just after 8 a.m. but she told me they could be here anytime after 6 a.m. I have been up early today. I feel like I've been up for forever, and it's only 2 o'clock. I ran out and picked up some Einstein's bagels. I picked up some Starbucks to comfort me. It is chaos out there. Thankfully, I had already filled my car up with gas, and I already have cash, I already have groceries. Like, I went to the grocery store on Thursday not knowing, so we were already well stocked, and because it's hurricane season, I already had the house filled with water. So tomorrow will be all the last minute prep. Today was the outdoor prep, so we got the storm shutters on, cleaned up the porch, like pulled all the outdoor stuff off the porch or stacked it up to keep it from blowing around. I'm doing laundry, trying to clean house, get stuff ready as far as that goes, and then tomorrow will be a lot of the filling containers with water and filling the washing machine with water, filling the tubs with water, all of these things that you do because you need to flush your toilets. And so you need water in your bathtubs in order to be able to flush your toilets. I have a strong suspicion we will lose power at the very least on this one with really strong hurricane force winds. We were lucky during Ian. We never really lost power, but this one, I feel like, I mean, our power's underground. We don't have that many trees around, but still, I feel like all of Tampa is going to lose power on this one. So the other thing is charging everything, charging fans, charging your cell phone, charging batteries out the wazoo, charging flashlight batteries. I have a lot of candles, so we're good there. Charging phone bricks, charging everything you could possibly charge to be prepared for this. And hopefully someone in our inner circle doesn't lose power, so that if we do lose power, we have an option to then seek refuge after the storm, because we do have the 2 dogs. So with Mike's parents in Ocala and my parents in Arcadia. We're kind of in different parts of the state. So the hope is that if it is a direct strike for us, that someone is spared and we can evacuate post-storm. With it being as strong as it is, I definitely had some thoughts of maybe evacuating, but I've already seen pictures. I-75 is a parking lot. Storm's over 2 days away, and I-75 is a parking lot right now. I went out to just get Starbucks, and the lines at the gas stations are crazy. People are frantic. It feels crazy out there. So as much as I do not want to go through a category 4 storm again, because Charlie is still a little traumatic for me, I think going out and trying to evacuate right now when pretty much the entire west coast of Florida is under mandatory evacuations just seems dangerous. And I don't want to get stuck somewhere on a highway with the dogs and not be able to get somewhere safely. So I don't like the idea of staying here for this strong of a storm, but I don't have another option. Like, there's only so many roads out of Florida, and with the entire west coast at risk, that's a lot of people that have to evacuate. So welcome to this Hurricane Milton vlog. We'll see how the next couple days go, but I'll show you the prep that I do along the way, especially tomorrow because it's going to be a lot of hurricane prep, and we'll see how it all transpires. This is just gonna be my video diary of the week. Okay, so now it is 6:42 on Monday. Going through all sorts of different lighting situations here. 6:42 on Monday, and we are very strongly considering evacuating to Ocala to go up to my in-laws. There's still a chance that the hurricane goes north, but even so, they're far enough inland that I don't think that they would get as much as what we're gonna get here. And this is the toughest part of it, is we're so far out. These models have been very consistent with it basically going right into Tampa Bay, and the current models saying it's still gonna be a high Cat 3, but I'm losing faith because they also said on Friday it would maybe be a Cat 1. And now we've got potentially the strongest Cat 5 ever on record in the Gulf. It's currently, as of last update, at 180 miles per hour winds. They're expecting it to go up to 185 tonight. Earlier today, their predicted peak was 160 miles per hour. So I just am losing faith that it's going to not just continue to skyrocket. And the higher it goes, the less the shear can take it down, if that makes sense. So right now they're saying it's going to be a Cat 3, but if the mile per hour winds keep going up, when it shears, it's just going to shear down to a Cat 4, right? So right now we're thinking the safest thing is to evacuate to Ocala. That obviously adds a whole other can of worms, because you've got to pack up enough stuff to be gone for a while, because you don't know when you'll be able to come back. There's gonna be, I don't know how many people have already evacuated, will be evacuating. It's pretty much the entire west coast of Florida. And then all the rest of us who just want to get out of here. Looked at hotels in Georgia, pretty much all full. Looked at cabins in Georgia, already booked. There is pretty much no real estate to rent north without having to go really far north. And can't really do Savannah or Charleston because they're under tropical storm warnings for this too. And can't really just go to the East Coast because it's gonna go straight across the state. So really your options are to go all the way South Florida, like go to Miami, or go super North Florida. So at the moment, the best option with the dogs without having to travel a great distance is just to go to the in-laws in Ocala. Do you need to go outside? You need to go? Let's go. We're gonna give it tonight. Ooh, love the purple from my bat. We're gonna give it tonight and keep an eye on the forecast, see what happens. If it all of a sudden starts getting less, don't you love our little, I'll talk about that in a second. If it I don't know. If it doesn't crazy increase, then maybe we'll decide to stay and not get on the road with all the other people. But the good thing about his parents is that there's like 3 different roads we can take to get there. So right now, it's normally like an hour and 45 minutes to their house. Right now it's like 2.5 hours because of all the traffic, but that's not terrible. And obviously this whole thing is gonna be stressful for the dogs, and at least we figure if we're going to their house, like, they'll be confused because they've only been to their house once, but at least it's their grandparents, so they'll understand once they get there, oh, it's grandma and grandpa. Plus, they're in a new build community where the power's underground, hardly any trees. We are in the same boat, however, with Cat 4 hurricane winds, I'm pretty sure all of Tampa's gonna lose power, so I don't think we have much hope for that. Also, I want to document my China berry tree. It's not my tree, I always say, because I don't know if it'll be here in a few days. So the crazy thing is it's only been in 70s today because there is this cold front. This is a cold front this year that's supposedly gonna shear the hurricane. But oh, China berry tree. Brazilian pepper, you can go. Like, don't attack my house, but you can go. You're a nuisance. But the China berry tree, I love it so much. I will be so sad. So, yeah. I'm gonna film everything as it is before we leave. Obviously, I don't show our neighborhood at the front of the house for privacy reasons, but I'm gonna vlog it for myself just in case, because who knows. After Ian, this all looked a hot mess for a long time. So the China berry tree bounced back 2 years later. It's looking beautiful. I'm concerned. So I've got all the batteries charging. It's a lovely 76 and breezy out. It's the first day we've had where it doesn't feel terrible. And so it's really sad that we have this hurricane on the way, because otherwise I would be loving the weather today and so excited about it. And I can't even be excited because this like doom and gloom and stress has been hovering all day. Like, I can't even describe to you the level of stress all day. The last time with Ian, I would say 50% of neighbors put up their storm shutters. I think we're at like 80% of the neighbors have their storm shutters up this time. Like, people are serious about this one. And it's just so hard to know this far out what it's gonna do, because the track is just pretty much the state of Florida with a focus on Tampa. So I'll keep you guys posted. Okay guys, update. It is Tuesday at about noon. And we have decided to evacuate up to Ocala, up to spend the time with Mike's family. Ocala is on the very north side of the cone, but over and over and over it is showing this hurricane coming right over our house. And while our house is supposedly going to be strong enough to make it through, it's a new build supposedly. You know, sometimes if you have a new build, you kind of understand because they're up to code. But do they build them like they used to? No, they do not. So this house, like, it's good, don't get me wrong. I like our house, but the craftsmanship leaves a little question mark in your brain. So with the dogs and everything and just the chaos that we think this storm is gonna bring, we think it's best for us to get out of here. It's probably gonna take us a while. We're taking the Tesla. Gas is out pretty much everywhere in the state. Supposedly, gas is really hard to get. I filled up on Saturday because I felt the rumblings of a hurricane. And so I filled my car up, but the Tesla doesn't need gas. So if we get stuck in traffic, it will last for a long period of time and the superchargers are still fine. Mike's dad also has a Tesla, so when we get there, we'll be able to recharge it. So worst case, if they lose power, we'll still be able to get around for quite a bit before we need to worry about charging again. They also have a gas-powered car if we must. We've been running around packing. We've been running around doing hurricane prep. I told you I was gonna show you a hurricane prep. You're gonna get a real quick version. I have my suitcases packed, last minute stuff going in now. We did go ahead and fill our tubs with water. There's dog hair in it because I didn't get to clean the tub before I filled it, but it doesn't matter because we're not drinking this water. This would be to flush the toilets when we came back and there's no power, because I'm pretty sure there's gonna be no power. So I filled this tub and the tub in our guest bath. We're going around unplugging everything because you don't want a bunch of things left plugged in. So I'm basically just gonna take this whole thing out. I might actually take that with me for his parents' house. But yeah, just going through and unplugging as many things as we can think of, because you don't want storm surge messing things up. So Halloween Village unplugged. I'm gonna have to get Mike to unplug that one. Oh no. Oh yes. Dang, that one's so far away. That one's a pain. Mike's already taken it, but we have a bunch of snacks packed because his mom was obviously not planning to have us there. So I've got a bunch of snacks packed. We have all the dog stuff in here. So we're taking their food, treats. Foster's very interested, their food dish. We're gonna take their normal water bowl because they're gonna be freaked out. We've got his thunder coat. What else? Let me unplug this stuff. We also decided that since we're leaving, we're going to put the storm shutters on the sliding glass door. So we have that to do before we leave. Okay. So, heard my laptop just get unplugged. I need to do that. So this is what it's like. It's been hectic all morning. We've been up since probably about 9. We did sleep in a little bit, which was nice because yesterday morning I was up at 6 a.m. waiting for the people to come do the storm shutters. So I'll talk to you again once we're in the car on the way to Ocala. It's really hard to make this decision because you don't know when you'll be able to come back once you leave. If it really is like super devastation here, it'll probably be a while before we can come back. So I've packed enough to be gone for a week. I think this is the best course of action for us and the dogs, but it's a really tough decision to make to leave. They're saying it's gonna go down to a Cat 3, but we're in the line, right now the line of the eye is going right over our house, and it has been for pretty much the past 24 hours. They've had the line going right over our house. So that would put us in the most extreme hurricane force winds. So even if it's a Cat 3, we would be looking at the worst of those winds. And we don't want to be here for that. We don't want the dogs to be here for that. So we hope this is the right decision. Time will tell. So it's gonna be an experience to get out of here. Everyone is evacuating, so the roads are gonna be nuts, but we're gonna do it. So okay, so we just put up storm shutters on the sliding glass door. Mike's gonna bungee all this stuff together, and then we're gonna get out of here. Here's the final before shot of my tree. Good luck, tree. Well, I put their harnesses on them maybe a few moments too soon, because now they are very excited. Like, harnesses mean leaving the house. They know, goodness, they know harnesses mean leaving. And I had to put the table there to block them because they were basically just ready to bolt out the door. Come here. We're not leaving yet, silly goose. I'm glad you're excited. Here we go. We got pretty much everything unplugged. Everything is pretty much ready to go. Perishables, empty ice. Yes, I did that. Dog water, dog cheese. Got it. Yeah, so emptied out all the ice so that if we lose power, it doesn't melt everywhere. We've got freezer packs in there that'll hopefully keep everything cold for a bit. We don't have a ton of frozen stuff. We don't keep a ton of frozen stuff, so that's the good news. We took pretty much all the perishables out of the fridge. And I think once Mike gets back in, he's bungeeing the stuff on the back porch. I think we're gonna peace out of here. So, took a shower, then got nice and sweaty, putting up the storm shutters. But I think we're pretty much ready to go. So it's now up to 2 hours and 17 minutes to get to their house. It keeps going up. I feel like a lot of people are leaving, so that means it's time for us to get on the road and get out of here too. So fingers crossed it's not absolute mayhem out there. I'm really hoping that we can have a smooth drive. AC's blasting. Oh, Colby. Oh, honey. Oh, my baby. Okay, we are packed up. Got the dogs back here in their bed. AC blasting. All right, boys, time for a road trip. 75 is a mess, as you can see. So it's having us exit and get away from that. Head over to 41. It's definitely a little eerie. Not many people driving into Tampa right now. So yeah, 75 was already a mess. Looked like there was some sort of accident with blocked lanes ahead, so it's already had us exit and we are heading over to 41. This is by far the only time I've ever gotten onto I-4 at this spot without it being completely a parking lot. Actually getting onto I-4 at the 275 merge, well, I guess that's not 275 merge, but like the Selman merge on the way to 275, it is always a parking lot there. Yeah, this is never ever, not in the time living here. I'm sure a decade ago it was fine, but like this is always like a fight to the death to get all the way across here. And I picked up the camera to show downtown, but I was too distracted by this, because if you live here or you live around here, you know, because this is the way a lot of times they'll take to go to the airport. It is battle royale to get across all those lanes of traffic. Crazy. Crazy, crazy. Yeah, there's, well, a truck. Thank you, Greek truck.
Hashtag ad.
Wow. Blocked my city view.
National Mover of the Year, though.
Oh, well, good for them.
Sponsored stream.
Not sponsored. Hashtag not sponsored. Ay, ay, ay. He's just showing off because the new self-driving, you don't have to hold the steering wheel anymore. Uh-huh. Alright, gonna be a little busier now because now we're with traffic leaving Tampa. But off we go.
When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun. We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright. You and I, we got it. We don't need no can weather any storm. Before I sleep, hear the crickets, see the moon. Side by side and through. No limit to what we can do.
We made it. Yes. Did we make it? Did we make it?
But I mean, I also have just gotten ready, so
Good boy. Did you make it? Nom nom nom. What are we doing, boys? Are we at Grandma and Grandpa's?
that's it. I'm sorry now. Less.
Wow. Look at this sunset.
Yeah.
So pretty. Yeah, there's like a little gap in the... Super pretty. Well, hello, boys. I see you've settled right in. So we are... Oh, wow. We're heading to bed over here. The hurricane arrives late tomorrow. But we're all set up in the guest room. The boys have been happy to see Grandma and Grandpa. And we'll see how tomorrow goes. Right now it is turning south. It's still going to be bad in Tampa. And there's still a chance that it hits Tampa. But as I suspected, it is looking like it's going to remain a Cat 4 and not be a Cat 3 when it hits land. So I think we made the right decision, boys. I think we made the right decision. So we're heading to bed over here, but I will keep you guys posted tomorrow. Well, good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday, October 9th. This hurricane's going to be hitting late tonight. We're already starting to get weather, so I'm going to vlog some of the weather we're getting, but it's just rain so far. We'll see how the day goes, but it is Wednesday, October 9th. Here's what we're looking at. This morning, it's about 11 a.m. right now. Band's starting to come through. You guys look pretty cozy over there.
That's Jim Fish in Houston. Yeah, baby, Tampa Bay. And we're going to see Evacuation.
You can tell the dogs are really suffering. Really upset.
Yeah, out of their environment.
Mm-hmm. Just terrible. Suffering is great.
This year that Brooks was just talking about, that organizational win can get that rotation in storms to really get going. And you want to look for the colors of orange, red, even that deeper red. That's that greater tornadic threat as we head into this evening. This is 7 p.m.
Ridiculous
so
child.
Dinner time, and you
It's now 2:30. Rain coming through. Hearing some gusts. There are some gusts, but we're still a long way away from the worst of this starting. You guys a little motivated right now, hanging out in the kitchen with Grandpa? Is there a pork loin up there? Maybe, perhaps? What's going on up there, huh? You're very transparent. 6:36.
That plant's got to go in. Huh? That plant's gonna have to go in.
Wind is definitely picking up. This is what we have right now. As you can hear the gusts. Yeah, if you want to mute it for a second. Or just mute it so that I could get some of the audio of the gusts.
On the sound.
Yeah, the sound of it. This is where we're at right now. 8:30. All right, we're just getting some crazy wind right now. It's obviously coming in gusts. So we've had that whistling for a while now. picked up the camera now, it's not gonna do it again, which I'm okay with. You don't have to do it again. There we go. Yeah. And this is over 100 miles away from where it made landfall. I don't know what mile per hour winds this is, but this is nothing compared to what they had down there. Like, it's just crazy. Hurricanes are crazy, man. Hi, Foster Bean. I know. It's loud, huh? Okay, guys. Well, it's 1 a.m. here. The wind is still howling, but this room is actually really quiet. So I think we're gonna go to bed. The worst of it, I think, is already past here. Starting to see some scary things back at home, like our community page, our community Facebook page with everyone who lives in our area. Oh, some people are having some crazy things happen. So there's been a lot of like roof leaks or pictures of like roofs that have been at least partially ripped off, and like water intrusion, and just some really scary things. From what we can tell on our cameras, because there is currently still power there, everything looks okay from the inside, but obviously we don't have pictures of like, you know, our roof. And we managed to go through Ian without having any leaks. So hopefully it's just depending on like where the wind's coming in. But yeah, definitely like stressed that there's going to be like a bunch of water or leaks or something in our house when we get back, or we've got roof damage or something like that. But still glad we left. Still glad we're not there to experience all of it, because the wind here has been way more than I even wanted. So glad for all of that, but also nervous about what's going on back at the house. So we're gonna go to bed. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Morning, babies. Did Foster steal your toy? Oh, you're not gonna play tug of war anymore? Tug of war's over. You're like, I got my own toy. Good morning, wild man. Good morning. Storm is over. Yeah. Well, it's Thursday morning. Well, not morning, not at all. Afternoon at this point. But we have packed up and we are driving back to Riverview. We still have power. There's internet because we can see our cameras. I haven't seen anyone post a picture of our street yet, so I don't really know what the damage is like on our street. There's some like snapped palm trees and some roof damage in other parts of the community, but everything looks okay on the cameras. But we're gonna go ahead and drive home. Hopefully the roads aren't too sketchy, and try to beat some of the evacuee traffic, because I think tomorrow is gonna be even worse. So we're heading home with the pups. Yep. Yep. Well, the palms on the island are gone. It's lost their tops.
It's not actually light yet, is it?
Looks like those are temporary lights.
Yes, they are. Man, they must have really had something go south. I don't think I've ever seen the
Temporary lights.
temps have to come in, because usually those go on. The second power kicks out.
We have a bunch of water up there.
Yep. Saw the geyser. me. You have right away.
The marsh that's there right now. I know, honeys.
Oh my gosh.
Talk about loss of sign.
Stuff's down in there. The branches.
Yeah. 7-Eleven had a bunch of damage.
Yeah.
The house still closed. Brand new light. Already stopped working.
Oh yeah. Oh gosh. I didn't
Yeah,
see
that's
that
the one I was talking about.
Yeah. Enjoy Liquor is now
Still not
going to
open.
be able to open.
Yeah, they actually had awning damage. That light's not supposed to be there. Well, we're back home. We are putting everything back together. Everything is fine, but this is the view from the back now. It was even more ominous when we first got home because there was complete cloud cover. It's a little more hopeful now with blue skies. My tree survived. I wanted it to survive. She's looking a little rough, but she is here. It seems like the wind was definitely blowing toward the tree. You want to go? The fence is fine. We've already done our full fence check. As you can see, we've gotten blasted with debris, but there she is. The way the wind was blowing, it blew that way. So all the branches are that way. This is the only one we could see on the camera. And we'll work on that later. Obviously lost like a big chunk over here. You can see like that branch snapped back. Thankfully that way. But poor tree. You're gonna look haggard for a bit. Hopefully you look better in the spring. Give you a chance to grow back. This rosy cheek brought to you by the fact that we had this hurricane and it didn't even bring cooler weather. Usually the day after a hurricane you get a nice like 75-degree day. No, it's sunny as you saw, and blue skies now as you saw, but it says it's 80 degrees, but it's humid, it's hot in the sun, and all the breeze gone, zero breeze. But home, so thankful to have power. I probably left a couple clips in there. I filmed the whole way home for our own memories, and I probably included a couple clips on there from 301 where like there's no power on 301, so like, the lights were all crazy. So I don't think very many areas around us have power. We are very fortunate and lucky to have internet and power. Most of my friends in Orlando kept power but don't have internet. I know Ash had some flooding on the bottom level of his house, but all is well now. He got power back. And everyone else that I know has done well. Brittany, Jordan, Kyle, their families all did okay. So my parents, I've posted this stuff on Instagram, but I have to remember, like, I have to give you guys the play-by-play as well. They lost power around 2 a.m. It came back on this morning. They are fine, no damage there. So we all fared very well, all things considered. Thank goodness that wind shear came through. But I'm glad we came home today because the traffic was already getting crazy, and I know the next few days with everyone who evacuated coming back home, it's gonna be even crazier. So we wanted to, as much as it was very comfortable to be at his parents, and Ocala will be back to normal much faster than here, I'm glad we went ahead and came home, and now we know the house is okay as far as we can tell, and we can get reestablished and unpacked and have a few days of just coming down from the stress and the craziness of this past week, because it was a doozy. Like, Friday, did not know whatsoever that this was going to be our week. Just absolutely crazy. So the pups are so happy to be home. They did so good in the car. but now they are so tired. Actually, this one is starving. I should probably feed them because they didn't get lunch today. This one's ready to zonk out. This one's like, where's my dinner? So there are some trees down around the neighborhood. Quite a few trees down around the neighborhood. Some palm trees snapped in half, that kind of stuff. But everything for ours is fine. Obviously our landscaping took a beating. There's definitely gonna need to be some work done there, but when all you have to worry about is the landscaping, when you've come out of basically the eye of a Cat 3 hurricane, that is very, very fortunate. You had neighbors that had crazy stuff happen, so very, very fortunate. Very glad we didn't stay for it. Glad that we were up in Ocala, even though it was loud there. I can't imagine because I went through Charlie, but I can imagine how loud it was here, and I'm glad I wasn't here for it. So one more day of this vlog. I will vlog tomorrow back to normalcy, but for now I think I'm gonna take a shower and make us some dinner because we haven't eaten today, and try to relax. So hey guys, happy Friday. It is the end of the hurricane week. I decided to actually put on some makeup today and try to feel a little more human. Stress is finally over. It's trying to be Florida fall outside, like as an apology. And I finally decorated my Halloween tree over here, so let me show you that. I figure if I'm gonna be shut in my storm shutter prison, I'm gonna at least make it festive. So now I have my Halloween tree all decorated, super cute. I love it. So obviously I just kind of stuck with the orange, white, and black theme. I think next year I'll definitely get some more orange ornaments. I didn't want to go overboard this year because I really didn't know how many ornaments I would need. And so I have plenty of black ornaments, but I think I'd like some more orange to kind of pop through there because I like the few little orange pieces that I have. I like the black and orange and white theme. The cauldron has a little green on it, but I think I'm going to stick with orange for next year. So there you go. The boys are all settled back in to normal life. I am also trying to settle back into somewhat normal life. It was an absolutely crazy week. Thank you for going along on the ride with us, and we are very, very grateful that we got lucky. Now, thankfully everyone I know came out of this storm. No massive damage to report. Everyone's good. I'm sad to say that Inglewood, my lovely home away from home, my Florida beach, got absolutely decimated. If you saw the footage from Fort Myers with Hurricane Ian 2 years ago, very similar footage coming out of Inglewood. I don't think there's a way for me to share this footage because I'm seeing it on Facebook. There's a guy sharing it on Facebook, but that beach drive that I always film for you guys, that is, 2 years ago Ian took out the road and they fixed the road really fast. Like, I don't even know how many months it was, but within a few months they had completely redone the road. I'm talking that entire drive I make along the beach with all those fancy houses before we get to where we rent. I don't want to say most of those houses, but any of those houses that were older are gone. They're, I mean, storm surge ripped through there, ripped the houses out. Anything that was built a while ago is done, gone. There's sand over the road. It's crazy. He unfortunately didn't drive all the way down to where we would normally rent. And I've seen footage of the other end where the state park was, Stump Pass State Park, which was like our favorite beach to go to if we weren't renting. That is, there's literally, okay, so there was Stump Pass. It's an actual pass from the bay to the Gulf. Now there is a second pass. Mother Nature created a second pass that's not that far away from like your main visitor center where you would park. Crazy. Like, that state park is I don't know, I don't want to say forever change because they might dredge that back out, make it back a beach. I don't know what they'll do, but Inglewood is bad shape. I haven't seen any footage of like Barefoot Trader, the little store we always go to see how they did, but the island, Minnesota Key, you can look it up on YouTube. There's videos out there. You can see what I'm talking about. It's real bad. So like, I don't know how many years that will take to fix. I haven't seen what the condo area looks like. I haven't seen anyone post any videos of that. I don't think anyone's allowed on the island right now. It's really sad. We always knew it could happen. It's an island on the Gulf. Always knew it could happen, but it just never had. It always been really lucky. So that's very sad to see, but otherwise we are good. House is good, dogs are good, our families are good, our friends are good. Most people that I know in the Orlando area are getting back power today. They've gotten back their internet. There's still like a ton of people around us that don't have power. Like it's a miracle that we have power, honestly, because most of the area around us still does not. I'm glad we came back yesterday because the roads look like they're a complete mess today. But that crazy week is almost over. Thank goodness. No more hurricanes. I am done with the 2024 hurricane season. Please. Helene and Milton back to back was too much stress. I'm done with it. I'm ready for actual fall. I'm ready to enjoy the rest of my spooky season. I'm ready to go back to Horror Nights this week on actual chilly weather, because it looks like we're gonna get some chilly weather this next week, and have some fun again, because this week was not it. Well, it's Friday night over here, and it is time to sign off for this week. It was a crazy plot twist. I'm excited for a calm, normal week next week. And I'll be back with another weekly vlog then. So stay safe, everybody. Stay spooky. It is Halloween season. And I'll see you next week. Bye.